All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of 20 to Midnight, the D&D stream, where three heroes have to race against the clock if they want to save the world. My name is Gabriel Urbina. I am your dungeon master.
My name is Beth. I'm playing Helen Hailstorm, a human fighter from the Veldran Empire who's just about intact after last week, and I'm coming to you as ever from London town.
That moment just reminded me of like being on stage and then there's silence and you're like, whose line is it? Is it my line?
Staring.
And I am Emma Sherr-Ziarko. I am playing Kal, aka Calistogavance, a tiefling sorcerer from Bas Saranath. And I am coming to you from the land of enchantment, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I think that just like Mike's absence, we're still slightly discombobulated.
I
because
know.
normally
It still
cycle
feels
through and I
off.
finish up, but since
Yeah.
Mike has been gone for whatever reason, I think I've been introducing myself at the top of the show. So really, I'm blaming Mike for my
Right.
mistake.
It's all his fault.
Boom.
We miss him. What can we
Roasted
say?
him. Got him. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mike, we miss you. we miss you terribly. We miss Satus. We hope that he's doing all right.
Yeah, I really hope so.
We are not the same.
But
Goodness.
we're going to find out if our remaining two heroes, Helena and Kal, if they are okay. Because some spicy stuff has been going down around them. So what happened last time,
Not that kind of
guys?
spicy.
No. Spicy parenthesis, death and destruction.
Yeah.
So what happened last time? You guys had a little
That's a
bit
great
of
question.
a war summit in one of the parks in the city with kind of all your gathered allies, where you were discussing next plans, who else you might want to kind of recruit of the allies that you have made in your various travels around the world. Some names that were brought up included the Captain Pirate that smuggled you into Amar, Tarok from the
Yes.
Teldorath, your sort of like
Tarok.
reformed bully, Sanya, the circus acrobat / cat
Yeah,
burglar
Sanya.
from Bas Saranath, Maisie, and sort of the rest of her mountain climbing, adventuring,
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it, whether it's a lodge or a cadre from Cloudfall. Victor came up as a possible,
That was a
person to
weird one.
recruit. We're gonna see about that.
You just never know. You just never know when you need a slimy criminal on your side.
It's always better to have one around and not need him than need him and not
Exactly.
have them.
Exactly. He can do the tough stuff.
It's like a spare
that
tire,
we-
yeah. And then for the real dark horse, the one that I'm very curious about how the recruitment call would go, Sally Soulsong, the
I thought that was vetoed because apparently somebody cut her arm off.
masterful use of
Allegedly.
the second voice there.
Allegedly.
Well, so you were doing this when suddenly everyone in the city kind of got this pronouncement in their head, in the vintner's voice, saying that, it is time for the end game. The exiled one returns. And a moment later, a gigantic, monstrous, partly skeletal bird with these glowing red symbols in various parts of its body descended onto the town of Long Branch, where you all were, and just proceeded to wreak havoc. Just attacked people, destroyed buildings, caused infrastructure to collapse. You all tried to get out of there as quickly as you can, and you made it through mostly. In sort of a critical moment, Helena and Ikali were separated from Kal and the rest of the group and found themselves in a sort of deserted, partly destroyed apartment building where Helena woke up from quite serious injuries that really took her to death's door, and where Ikali had broken her leg in a pretty bad break. Meanwhile, Kal, Volt, Grima, and Harriet all made it by the skin of their teeth to Maeve's, who reported that two other monsters had also appeared in other parts of the country, or in other parts of the continent, rather. Something called a behemoth was attacking the town of Akaros in, oh goodness, that country that I created and whose name is escaping me at the moment. Helmoltron. Thank you. I was about to say,
Yes.
Satus is from there. But yes.
Satus's land.
Thank you.
Satus land. Yeah.
And a sea monster of truly Leviathan-like proportions was attacking the, why am I not able to say countries' names right now? The admiral who's been chasing you guys is
Admiral
from the nation of Soliana. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Solanese town of Westfall. Good lord, we are off to a sterling start
This makes me feel so much better about myself, Gabrielle, because I can't remember shit anymore, and so it makes me feel better. That
this is the fourth thing that I've done today. I had a thing in the morning, then I had a table read, then I had a meeting, then I immediately jumped into this. I think that my mental gearbox, we have not completely shifted into 20 to midnight just yet.
That's okay. That's okay. You stay in your other world, Gabrielle. Don't worry. We'll figure out what happens next.
Yeah, we'll fill in the details.
Let's be real. It would more likely be like, and then the thing kills you, and what's her name? That person that was with you. Yeah. You're both dead now.
Yeah.
The monsters I remember. It's the people that I forget.
Yeah.
So that is the bulk of what happened. You were able to, thanks to Maeve having 2 sending spells prepared, you were able to make contact with each other and determine that Helena and Ikali are both alive. Kal and sort of the rest of the team are safely in the eye of the storm. And then I just want to check, because my memory is that you and Ikali decided to kind of shelter in the basement of the apartment building, at least for a night, to be able to rest and recover a little bit.
I don't think you
No?
did.
It wasn't. I think my understanding was we agreed to stay there until night.
Oh, okay,
We
until
thought
night. Great.
We might be able to better get past the rock.
Terrific. All right, great. In that case,
in the cover
you
of
don't
darkness.
need to hit that short rest button and get some HP back. That's fine. Great. Perfect. Did either one of you eat the apple, though?
I did.
You ate the apple, so you are back to full capacity.
Yeah, Ikali had a potion, which I think we dealt with.
Yes, and I do have her health here, so I know what's going on there.
And
great.
yes, I ate an apple. It was great. There was much debate, and then that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, terrific. Cool. I think then, in that case, we are going to open at the Eye of the Storm, where a few hours have gone by, and I think that the scene is on one side of the space. Maeve and Harriet are looking at these crystal balls that Maeve has set up, which are showing the destruction that is being waged in these 3 towns. On the other side of the room, as you feed Volt, Grima kind of waddles up to you, Kal, and goes, hey, boss, not to put you too much on the spot, but what are we planning here? What's the next move?
Well, I don't think we can go too far until we've reunited with Helena and Ikali.
Okay, what are we doing to make that happen?
I don't know. I don't know if we should just trust that they'll find us, or
Oh, sorry. That was a
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
recommendation.
Yeah, Helena's very capable. She she could do it. But I don't know. What do you think we should do?
Well, I mean, I do think that we need to go out. So, if we're not going out there and trying to find them, it should be because we are doing something else to deal with this bird situation.
Well, that makes sense, I suppose.
I
but
don't
I don't
think
know.
that sitting in Maeve's very comfortably cushioned chairs is really much of an option.
All right. Well, I guess here are our options. We try to get some help using the portals
Mhm.
that we now have access to. We try to get some help from the people that we were just talking about. And we try to fight these monsters and hope that Helena and Ikali find us here. Or we go on a rescue mission, or we split up.
Okay, that's a lot of forking paths in
Options.
the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take it one at a time.
That seems very logical.
Hey, I'm trying, okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it together as best we can here at the
Let's keep it together.
end of days.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have in that fancy magical arsenal that you have any way to track Helena or Ikali?
Sure don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mostly have fighty stuff and illusion-y stuff.
How? Okay, so how? Let's talk illusion-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the kind of illusion-y stuff that could maybe give that bird a thing to chase after or distract it so that it's looking somewhere else instead of at, say, two women running very quickly through the city?
Yeah, I think I did try last time, but let me open up this book. Sorry, it's new to me.
Sure.
And
And I think that, like, last time you definitely tried, like, one person. Is there something to trying, like, I don't know, an air, a big in the air target?
Well, let's see.
Just spitballing here.
Yeah. I have silent image. So I could create the image of something large in the sky.
Okay, I like that.
I have major image.
That sounds pretty major.
It is very major. Major image. And
Yeah, you gotta salute the major image. You gotta respect it.
Exactly. You get it. But
you know me. I'm Mr. Military Discipline.
the only issue is that it has to be, it's stationary. It can't move.
Okay.
But I can do that. Let's see. Phantasmal force is I would craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature that I can see within range. This is all assuming that I go out there and stand within range of the giant death bird.
Which, being an adventurer and a person of heroic qualities, you are, of course, willing to do while taking some appropriate safety precautions.
I suppose, yes. And so it is an illusion that takes root in the mind of the creature. The target would have to make an intelligence, would have to, fail at an intelligence check.
That bird seemed pretty
and-
intellectual to you?
No, but I think I tried earlier and it did. It was intellectual enough, I think.
Okay.
And that would convince them that something is real, and it could probably move because it only exists in their mind.
I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Let's see. No, that's not really useful, is it? Creation. I could create something, but it's not very big. Unless there's something that I could create that would, say, kill this creature.
Well, that'd be. I'm
I'm
certain
sorry, I
I'm not
thought I heard
I heard
Helena's voice for a moment there.
Helena would like that one. Helena would like that one.
Helena's definitely not here.
Yeah.
Not contributing.
Now the issue is I only
Why is there
have
always
one
an
charge.
issue? Why can't magic just ever, bam, solve the problem? Good job, magic.
Yes. Good. I agree. So I only have one charge left on this thing until tomorrow when it resets, I believe. We'll put
Hey,
that to the test.
one charge is better than no charge.
That is true. But so of those, what do you think sounds best?
The thing that put it in its mind, the thing that made it think in its mind it was seeing something, sounds pretty
Okay.
good. Now
That sounds
now
good.
let me ask you.
Sure.
Now I'm just a simple country hunter. I'm just a simple country dinosaur hunter here. So I don't know what I don't know about what I don't know about magic. But my
Sure.
impression is that, not all spells are made equal, and that some spells are more powerful than others. It's almost like they were tiered into a series of levels, and certain spells were higher level than others.
It's quite astute of you, indeed.
I keep my eyes open. What can I say?
So the
And that usually the higher level, if you will, a spell was, the higher chances of it being a thing that
Successful.
works are, yeah.
Yeah. The highest level is the major image. And
Still sounding pretty major to me.
it is major image. And the issue with that one is whatever image we create, it can't move. And
Okay, I see the problem.
yeah, and it can't be bigger than a 20-foot cube.
Hmm.
While the psychic image, the phantasmal force, if you will, slightly less powerful, and it depends on the creature being dumb enough to fall for it, and that is slightly less powerful, but it's a little bit more manipulatable.
Sure.
It can't be bigger than a 10-foot cube.
All right. Well, that's.
I guess, and also, actually, this is fairly pertinent. I would have to be much closer to do that one than major image.
Okay. Here's another
Which
question.
I would like to stay as far away from this thing as I possibly can.
Spoken like a true hero. That's gonna be.
Thank you.
That's gonna be carved into the statues in the future.
Listen. There's heroism and there's just being dumb.
At that moment, Harriet walks over and
Oh,
sort
thank
of
God.
goes, "Sorry, are we discussing how dumb this all is?"
dumb?
Yes, why are we not out there right now trying to save Helena? This is ridiculous. We're taking too big of a risk.
By staying in here?
By leaving her out there at the mercy of that thing. We've been just standing around for hours. This is ridiculous.
I get that. I do. But
See, the posh one gets it.
Well, if you guys want to go on a rescue mission, we can go on a rescue mission. But I think that Helena and Ikali can handle themselves, and I believe that they can get here. And we either go fight this thing, or get help to fight this thing. I actually think we should get help first, and then I can do my major image and see if we can distract the thing and attack it.
Roll me a persuasion.
Because right
check,
now
Emma.
we don't. Okay. I think I'm pretty persuasive.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
That's okay. Not super persuasive. Ooh, but that's nice. Total of 22.
You see some of the fight grumpily leave Harriet's stance. She sort of goes, all right, I understand what you're saying. It doesn't mean I have to like it anymore.
No, I don't like it either. I don't like any of this. But, it's like Grima said, we can't just sit on Maeve's cushions in the eye of the storm forever.
That's what I'm saying, too. Okay, fine. Talk to me about what we're doing, then. What do you think is the best way to kill this thing? I don't think that this is one that is as simple as hitting it a couple times.
No, I don't think so. I think you're right. Maeve, do you know anything about these kinds of creatures?
Maeve will walk over, sort of, thoughtfully pursing her lips, and she'll go, I mean, nothing beyond the obvious, of course. But I'm not sure yet. I haven't been able to look at it very closely.
Okay. Well,
Grima will sort of go, pause for just a second, because I'm gonna go back again to the simple country dinosaur hunter thing. Imagine that this is my first giant death destructo magic bird thing. When you say the obvious, what do you mean? And Maeve will go, just what should be clearly evident, that you need to strike the red symbols on it in order to disrupt whatever magic is animating it. The key would be able to, get up on it, or at least higher than it, in order to be able to strike at these things. But I don't think that it's a matter of causing damage to the physical frame of the creature. It really is a matter of disrupting that magic with magic that is similar or comparable to whatever put it there. But beyond that, I've got nothing.
While Maeve is explaining this, Kal goes and looks down at Volt.
Volt is like,
and says, yeah.
Look, he looks up from his meal.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Do you want to try attacking a big magic bird? Very sneakily?
Well, Volt just rolled a natural 1, so he's gonna go, hell yeah, in his stance. Everything about him is put me in, coach. I've been waiting for this day. Let's do this thing.
Okay, I'm starting to form a plan here. So, if I can manage to distract the thing so that she's not looking at Volt. I don't know why I just decided it was a woman.
I was literally about to ask, but okay, sure,
yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. Something about her particular brand of evil feels very feminine to me. What can I say? Distract the giant death bird. Volt sneaks up and attacks the symbols.
Grima will go, I don't hate it.
Okay. And I can try, though I will need to be concentrating on this other spell. But I can try to hit it with some stuff too.
Point of
Yes.
curiosity here.
Yes.
I know that I was all in on this before, but I'm just asking. these illusions of yours, how much time do they give us?
I believe about 10 minutes. Let's see.
Okay. That's not bad. That's a lot less bad than it could be.
Yeah. The phantasmal force, the one in its head, that would be 1 minute.
That's pretty bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
I believe major image is up to 10 minutes. As long as I can concentrate.
Okay. Well, I'm still not hating this plan. Harriet is like,
Okay.
your bar for plans is low. If I don't know, it feels like maybe we could do slightly better. What about getting it on the ground and keeping it on the ground? That way, multiple people could attack these magic symbols on it at the same time.
Actually, that probably would be good if we could come up with something that would bring it down to the ground.
I'm all ears. Tell me all your thoughts. From the one you like the most, the one that you like the least on the topic. And go. Enough of that. Let's take a second and check in across town. Helena, how are you doing? It's been a couple of hours and the sun is setting over the remains of the city of Long Branch.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Right, Ikali? We've had some food. We've found some supplies. It's been a bit.
What if you cut off my leg? Maybe it will hurt less. That's kind of where I am.
Great. Optimism as usual. We did reset the leg.
Yes, it is definitely better. But, you know...
Not great, yeah.
Gangrene is better than death. We wouldn't call it okay.
I don't think it's got gangrene, though. Let's not be silly.
I just like to be ready for the future.
Good. Well, you know, great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me, what is plan?
Plan, we're going across town. We are going to get to the Eye of the Storm. We are going to be subtle and sneaky and stick to the buildings. You have weapons, right, Ikali? You have like a dagger and so on.
Yes, I have sword and longbow.
Do you have a dagger?
No.
Okay.
One moment, please. And she will limp to the kitchen in this apartment, rifle through one of the drawers, and return with kind of a steak knife. And we'll go,
that's great.
There we are. Dagger.
Well done. So here's my thinking. Obviously, let's sharpen it. I bet a good kitchen has some sort of grindstone.
One moment.
We'll talk while
she will limp
we can
back
talk
to
and
the
sharpen
kitchen.
it. Collie, shall I do that?
No, I'm fine.
Give me the dagger. Give me the dagger. Okay.
Here you are.
I'm going to sharpen it while we do the plan. Okay, so the plan is... it's quite a good grindstone, actually. I'm not saying we're going to get picked up again by this thing. That would be ridiculous. It's unlikely to happen twice. But if we do...
I have question. But okay, continue. Sorry, if we do.
If we do, I think we should have daggers very ready so that we can slash at this thing's talons and get dropped again, hopefully from less high up, right? The higher up we go, the less our chances of surviving the fall.
I agree.
So we need to have the daggers
we would not
very
survive
accessible.
Another drop.
It depends on the height, but we're going to go for...
Helena, look at me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We would not survive. Okay, maybe you would survive another drop with the fancy apple.
Okay. Yes. Well, we're not going to get picked up anyway, but if we do, we're going to have our daggers. I wonder if there's any poison around here. Do you think there's any poison around here? Let's see if there's any poison around here.
One moment. Let me limp to kitchen.
No, I'll look. Get out of the way. Would you stand aside? Under the sink.
Okay, roll me an investigation check, Beth. And also, tell me what we're thinking. What in a Renaissance era apartment that would be kept in a kitchen might work as poison?
Rat poison. I get an 18.
All right. You find some rat poison, but it is in pellet form.
Ah.
Ikali, my plan has not worked very well. Do you think we can poison the daggers with these pellets?
Well, I think that if we get very big-brained, we might be able to. But I don't know how to break this to you, Elena, but with size of creature, I think it would take a lot of poison to actually make it be dead.
Yes, I see that. Quite large bird.
I don't.
300
Yes,
foot
I think it would take a
wingspan,
lot of
quite
rat
small
poison.
pellets.
I think it would be hard to get it in the air.
How much do you think the bird is in rats?
Pardon?
How many? No, don't worry, don't worry.
No, I'm curious. Tell me.
I was just wondering how many rats you think are equivalent to the size of the creature.
Well, let's think about this. A rat is what? Call it half a foot? Let's say it's a big rat.
About half a foot, yeah.
The bird is maybe 400 feet.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
we
Yep.
would need 800 rats in line. I don't know. Say that it is 150 feet from beak to talons. So 800 times 150. That's... I'm bad at maths, but call it in the order of 200,000 rats.
Yeah, got you. Okay. Thank you for following through that line of inquiry. I think perhaps we should draw a veil over the whole rat poison thing.
It is maybe only 20,000 now that I think about it.
Only 20,000.
But I don't think that
Right.
helps with the feasibility of whatever you are considering.
I was just thinking it'd be fun if we could actually poison the bird while stabbing it, but let's just call that.
Let's call
Okay,
it.
we've got our daggers. They're accessible.
Yes.
We're going to sneak across town. We understand what direction we're going in because we're very clever.
Beth, roll me a d20.
Oh, good. I get a 17.
And what's your strength modifier?
+5?
As you are speaking all of this and sharpening the steak knife that Ikali found, at a certain point around here, there is a snapping sound as the skirt snipe breaks from
Oh, no.
Helena just manically sharpening it so hard. Oh no,
Huh.
my dagger.
Look,
It's okay,
You
maybe
have
I
my-
can find another one in the kitchen. Hold on,
Let me.
I'll check.
no, get out of the way. Stop it. Tension is a killer, as we've just learned. You just stand there. Are there any more knives?
Yeah, you find another sort of similar steak knife.
Great. Carly, would you like to sharpen this?
I would be pleased to.
Fine. Okay.
All right, but you were saying before the
We're going
knife
to
problems.
abandon the poison thing. We're going to put the daggers in an accessible position on our bodies. We're going to go across town in a direction that I feel confident I understand because I live here.
Helena,
Towards the...
if this is plan that revolves around us being extra delicious looking for bird so that it will kill us and ingest the poison that we have in our body, I have notes.
No, we're not going to poison
Oh,
ourselves.
good. Terrific.
No. We're not going to do that. It has not come to that.
Wonderful.
Great. We
Not
are
doing
going
it.
to,
I love it.
very shortly, sneak across town in a direction that I understand.
I believe it is
Me
called
carrying-
North.
Right. Me carrying you, and we're
Uh-huh.
going to be very stealthy.
Good.
First thing we're going to do when we get out the door, we're going to see if we can hear or see any monstrous killer birds, and then if not, we'll proceed.
I like this plan.
Great. Good.
But, Professor, I have question.
Yes.
What if we leave apartment because we don't see killer bird in air? But then when we are halfway to magic store, then we see killer bird. What then?
Well, what do you think, Ikali? We can either take shelter, run like hell, or sort of hit the ground. It's sort of anyone's guess which is the best solution, isn't it? I think we should be taking very small side streets as much as possible, sticking to the sides of the buildings to make it as hard as possible for a bird to land or even descend and pick us off. But it's not a perfect situation.
She will pull out a map of Long Branch and lay it out on the table. And go. You know this city?
I do.
Where are we? Best of your guess.
So Helena will take the map.
You can easily do this. You don't even need
and
to check.
point to where we are. Great.
Where is Magic Shop?
And Helena points to where the Eye of the Storm is.
Terrific. Mark every restaurant, bar, store that you know that is in line between these two places, anywhere where door might not be locked. We probably want to be darting from place to place with roof over our heads, advancing in short spurts of speed, minimizing chances of being seen and open with bird. Will take longer, but will be safer.
Fun. This is great. I'll mark the map. What is this? We're having a plan. This is very good, Ikali, having a plan.
Refreshing change of pace.
Yes. Let's write those all in. Ted. All very good places. Actually, some of these places are well worth a stop in normal circumstances.
Oh, great. Very good.
Okay, that's the last one. So, it's a little bit weavy, but this is the route I think we should take that will be safest.
All right, very good. She looks up and she goes, what do you think? 2 more hours for darkness, then route?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, very good. Well, in the meantime, why are people so frustrated when they talk to horses?
I don't know. Why are people so frustrated when they talk to horses?
Well, Helena, you have to understand, horses are big naysayers.
Yeah, very good.
Why should you always put the fire out in a fireplace before you go to sleep? And so on and so forth. And as we cut back to the Eye of the Storm, how are things going, Kal?
Okay, so, Kal
At this
is
point, you
coming
are
up.
all standing around the table, also looking down at a map of the city.
First of all, Kal read in this tome of what is it again? Appearance and Possibility. Read a little bit more about Major Image, and she can move the image.
Hey.
So that is good. And she was just brainstorming with everyone what that image could be.
Okay, great.
As was suggested, maybe to draw the creature down to the ground so that we could have better access to it. So first idea, just randomly, 20,000 rats. I feel like that could draw
20,000 rats. What an idea.
I know. I don't know where that stroke of
Roll me
inspiration
a perception
came
check.
from. Okay. Oh, that's not very good. 5.
You see Harriet hang her head. After a moment, she will go, I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm saying unpack that for me. So, we have giant magical death bird. You create an illusion. The bird comes down towards the ground to either destroy or acquire or whatever it does with the illusion. At that point, something occurs that we are calling 20,000 rats. Could you qualify this for us, please?
In a cube.
What a snack.
So
Exactly.
so she.
I feel like it's confusing.
Oh, I
So
see,
my
I see. So you're
My
saying that
fraud
the illusion is 20,000 rats, not that when it is on the ground. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I had
thought we were being
understood
silly.
this to mean that once the bird was down, the mechanism by which we kept it on the ground was 20,000 rats.
20,000 rats.
And I was hoping
No.
for
The 20,000 rats is how we
is
get
the
it down.
illusion. I see, got it.
Yes.
Well, that certainly clears that up. Wonderful. All right.
Yes.
Very good. Continue.
Great. Okay, that was just one idea, though.
I can't wait to hear the other ones.
But I was thinking, a bigger dragon than Volt would, the image of a bigger dragon than Volt, might draw its attention.
Maeve will tap her chin thoughtfully and sort of go, that might be at least mildly genius, Cal. If this thing is
Okay.
anything like the other adversaries that you've faced, it will be drawn like a bug to a lantern by the presence of a dragon. It would probably, especially if you make it a dragon that looks like a bigger version of Volt, it would probably be extremely drawn towards that. That's brilliant.
Thank you. I almost never get that. So
Everyone else is nodding too, so yeah, no, everyone likes this idea.
Okay, everyone likes this idea. And then the real tiny Volt, not so tiny, but tinier, can sneak up and start attacking those symbols when the rock is looking at the bigger dragon. And in theory, I can try to have the dragon fly or come down, and because the issue is, if the rock touches the illusion, they will know it is an illusion. So I've got to be really on my game. So if there is a way that once it comes down, that we can keep it down.
This is Maeve as she goes, I was going to say, if Volt is going to try to attack this thing, I think we need a way to immobilize it. Volt, look at me. And Volt will sort of, look up at her. And go, and she goes, if it's a matter of speed, can you catch up to this thing? And for a moment, you sort of see, Volt's brow furrow, and he kind of nods and bares his teeth. And Maeve goes, Volt, if it might be the difference between Helena living and Helena dying. And you see some of the fight go out of him as he kind of bobs his head to the side in a gesture of, yeah, probably not.
Okay, so we want to try to... Is there a way that we could lure it into a spot where it might get stuck?
What kind of spot is the question there?
I don't know. I don't know this place. But through an alley or something that it might, something narrow. But I mean, it seems pretty destructive of most things.
Yeah.
But if there's could we get it down into the sewers somehow?
Grima will sort of go, I think that getting it into the sewers would involve breaking the sewers. I don't think that that's gonna
that would
help.
be very bad for the infrastructure of the city going forward. Yeah.
Harriet will turn to Maeve and go, I don't suppose that you happen to have several thousands yards of really strong rope just lying around. Something to kind of create a net or maybe launch at this thing, grapple it somehow? Maeve will kind of go, no, I don't really have, I don't know, a couple dozen, if not 100 grappling hooks with extra strength rope just lying around.
You have anything that could potentially immobilize this thing?
Ooh, that's a great question. Maeve will sort of go, let me go look at my stock. I'll be back. As she goes, Grima will turn to you and go, what about your friends in high places or low places or medium places? Anyone that might be able to help out with this?
Trying to think. Well, grappling hooks. Maisie and her, what did we call it? Cadre?
Her cadre, yes.
yeah. They might, if we get a whole team of people to come and kind of grapple the thing all at once. That's one option. Tarok.
Nah.
And no.
I mean,
He's strong, but he's not that strong.
well, so here's the thing. Like, if what you need is strong dudes to just pull on the rope, that's not the worst concept that I ever heard. But, like, I don't, look, that dude can trap a dinosaur. This is a lot bigger than a dinosaur. But I don't know, like, he might be able to help out.
Yeah, maybe bring a dinosaur.
Maeve will sort of go, we are still limited by what can fit through a rectangular door. So,
that's right.
limit
Scar
your
can't
expectations unless you have a shrinking spell on hand.
Not on hand. But you probably do.
Maybe, but let me check. I'd want to hear what we're going to do. I don't want it to just be we're bringing dinosaurs into the Veldren ecosystem and then we'll figure out what we're doing with them.
Why not?
Lots of reasons. We are already bending the rules quite a bit by letting you portal through the place.
Yeah, I know, and I appreciate that. The fate of the world thanks you. But, so,
You could say with a little bit more appreciation than that, just to toss stuff, oh, the fate of the world thanks you. All right, I'm going to check the stock.
Maeve.
I'm going to check the stock.
Okay,
I'll be back.
okay.
So much shade from everyone.
Oh, I know, everybody's so salty. I don't know, who else?
Think about it for a moment as we turn back to...
Yeah.
I want to get in there.
Yeah.
As we turn back to Helena and Ikali. As Ikali looks outside in the very dark apartment and goes, well, Helena, I think it's time.
I think so too. You okay?
Well, I'm very afraid and nervous and filled with anxiety, and my leg hurts, and I'm worried that today is going to be the day that I get eaten by a giant bird or crushed like a stone. But aside from that, no complaints.
Yeah, same. Cool. Except for the leg.
Well, la-di-da. Actually, I take it back. It's good that one of us is at full strength, I suppose. Makes odds of surviving higher. I'll take it.
You would think. So, we've got everything. We've got our daggers. We've got our plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get started?
Let's get started.
Okay. And I'm carrying you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll never speak about it again if you don't want to.
Oh. Don't get me wrong. Before we step into Maeve, we may have a conversation about my removing of your tongue just to be on Safe's side. But I suppose that's a conversation to be had then.
Absolutely. We can think about that on the way over. It'll be fun. Okay, so we'll get in position.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna open the door.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what we can see, and then we're going to stealthily head to the map route of undercovery type places with open doors. And if either of us think the thing is coming, we're going to get inside.
This sounds like plan. Very good.
Might as well get going then. Okay.
All right. Well, carry me.
Uh-huh. Up you go.
Tell me how you're doing this. Are you, like, picking her up, like, newlywed style? Are you throwing her over your shoulder? Like, is it, like, over your back? Like, what image are we putting in our minds as we calibrate
Ikali,
this?
In which case, I think, consent, we should talk about this. It doesn't have to be how I would do it. You're quite tall.
Sure, yes.
So, options: fireman's lift, piggyback. I think those are probably the best bets.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about those?
Indignified, but
Uh-huh.
I suppose a fireman's lift will be appropriate.
I reckon so too. Okay.
All right.
Alley-oop.
Roll me a strength check.
Uh-huh. I get a 16.
Yeah, you're able to lift her without a problem.
Jolly good. Okay. Well, I guess I can see forward and you can't really, so I'll be doing the initial check.
Helena, here's a question.
Uh-huh.
Can you see in the dark?
Well, no.
Well, this will be fun. Very good.
Yeah. But still, I can't see nothing. I can see some things. I can hear
Sure.
400 feet birds.
Yes.
So,
Excellent. Very good. Very good.
great. Okay.
Plus, it's got the glowing things on it, so you can see that.
Yep, lit up like a proverbial. Okay, so.
All right, Beth. So here's how this is going to work.
Uh-huh.
Let's call it 22 blocks between where you are and where Maeve
22?
is.
20 to midnight blocks.
I'm glad you're happy, am I right? I'm struggling to be. 22 blocks, sure, yeah. Okay, great. Yeah.
Not every block has a place where you can dive into cover at. I'll tell you that, for instance, right now the nearest one that Helena can think of is 2 blocks from where you're starting off.
Okay.
For every block, you are going to roll me a d20.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna write that number down, and then the next block you're gonna roll me another d20, and we're gonna add those 2 numbers together. If that number ever goes over 40, you're gonna attract the attention of something. It could be the bird. It could be something different. Every time that you successfully take cover, that number will get wiped back down to 0.
Okay.
The longer that you take this, though, the longer that this goes on, the more some things may or may not change. So just kind of be aware of that. And one of the other things that is going to get impacted on this is that at the start of every time that you leave a place of safe cover, I'm going to ask you to roll me a stealth check. And that will add some amount to your starting number.
As in a good way, because we don't want the number to get high.
So, for example, if you roll a d20, if you roll a 20 on your stealth check, then you will begin with 0. But if you roll a 1 on your stealth check, then you are going to start with 15.
I see.
So, shall we try this out, see how it goes?
Yeah, gosh, it would be awfully great if someone was distracting this creature in some way. But, anyway, might as well get started. No time like the present.
There's a wine store 2 blocks to the north of you that you remember well.
Great.
And you remember having a cellar that was accessible from the street.
Okay.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Okay, here comes the stealth check. That is an 11 plus 3.
11 plus 3. All right.
14.
You are going to start with 7 as your initial number.
Woof.
Okay, roll me a
Okay.
d20.
What's the? I missed it. What's the most? that you can start?
If you hit 40,
40 is the danger number.
that's when
40
you
is the
attract the
back.
attention of
Okay.
something.
Okay.
At the moment, by the way, you get out. The sky above you is clear. There is silence around you. The city seems very still and quiet.
Great. It's all looking good. Okay.
All right, roll me the first d20 for the first alley, or for the first block, excuse me.
I get a 5.
Okay. So we are up to 12. Roll me a d20 for the second block.
15.
Okay. That brings you up to 27 as you reach the L'Orange wine store, of which the windows are broken, but the door is still there, and beyond it, this place is dark and quiet.
So we can take cover.
Ikali goes, "What do you think? Take cover or keep going?"
Maybe we take cover for a moment.
The nearest next place where you could take cover is another 2 blocks away.
It's a very nice wine store. Does that new fancy orange wine. That's why it's called L'Orange. Some people say it's nonsense, but I don't mind it.
Helena, concentration.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. It's sort of 50-50. Do you feel like we should keep going, Lucky, and then rest?
Why don't let's not push our luck. Why don't we rest?
Let's rest. Okay, let's just take a moment here, see if we can see or hear anything. Just sit down a second.
Okay.
You
It's
can
a
stretch your
fantasy.
leg.
It's a fantasy fit hipster wine store who sells orange wine.
It was for you.
Thank you.
You enter the wine store, take cover in darkness. 5 minutes go by. No activity around you.
Okay.
So what do you think? Should we pick up maybe a nice white and a nice red to thank me for taking us in? It's only the polite thing to do.
You're joking, aren't you? I can tell sometimes now.
Hey, I'm very proud of you.
Shall we get going?
2 blocks to the north of you is a map maker's store.
Love map makers. I'm going to tell Ikali this. I think we should get going.
All right, up I go.
Great.
Roll me a stealth check.
I get a natural 20 plus 3.
Wow. So you are starting with 0 at the start of this round. Roll me
Incredible.
for the first block, please.
That's an 11.
Okay. Roll me a perception check, Helena.
Okay. I get an 8 minus 1 for a 7.
Somewhere to the southwest of you, you hear someone scream. The wind picks up slightly.
Uh-oh.
Stay focused,
Okay.
Helena.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
I have an 8.
You reach the map maker store, which is still present. Its wooden door has been shattered to splinters, and part of it has collapsed into rubble, but it is still a place where you could take cover.
Okay.
The nearest next place is 3 blocks to the north. A fishmonger's stall. Or excuse me, a fishmonger's store. Not a stall. A stall would not be helpful.
Okay. So here's the thing, Ikali. I feel like it's out there, but it's not that close to us yet. So in a way, I think we should keep going.
You think so? Okay.
I
You're
don't.
the boss.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Roll me that d20 for the next block.
Do I need to do a stealth check?
Nope. That is only when you leave a place of cover.
Okay. I get a 10.
All right. So by my math, that takes us up to 29.
Okay.
I would just like to share an excellent comment in the chat
Uh-huh.
from Rena,
Uh-huh.
who says, "Why not take cover in all the shade being thrown here?" Thank you, Rena. We needed that.
I have a 2.
Ooh. Okay. All right. One more block.
I have another 2.
The fishmonger store is surprisingly intact when you arrive there. You are able to push the door open. And besides a lot of merchandise and some shelves being knocked around, probably from a rush of people taking cover here earlier, the building is dark and quiet.
Okay.
Do you want to rest or do you want to keep going?
I think we should rest here.
Yes, this seems like a good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you like fish? I feel like you like fish. Is that wrong?
I am indifferent to fish.
Huh. Okay. Fair enough. You want to fish?
I think that I would just like us to be quiet for a moment, if that's okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
Five more minutes go by. No new sounds, no new sensations, no new sights.
I look at my map to see how far it is to the next area of safety.
There is a library 2 blocks to the north.
Okay. And we are nothing like halfway yet, right?
No, don't be silly.
No. Good. Good, 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 good. I think we should maybe head to the library, Ikali.
Let's do it.
Great, okay.
You pick her up again.
Oh, yeah.
You
what we do.
set off. Roll me that stealth check.
Oh, dear. That is a 3 plus 3 for 6.
Okay. Well, we're going to start with a 10 then.
Okay.
Roll me a d20 for the first block.
That is an 18.
Okay. You're at 28.
28.
Yeah, it adds. This is where you don't want to roll big. You want to roll big on stealth, but not big on the other ones.
Oh.
Yeah, so quite frightening.
Sucks.
Yeah,
I missed that detail.
okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
that's all right. Basically, I need to now get under 12.
12
to
or
not
under.
have
Yeah,
something-
under 12.
Something horrendous happen, which may or may not involve an enormous, giant 400-foot bird or something else.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right.
So we'll just see, won't we? Huh, it's a natural 1. That can't surely be a good thing, but maybe in this context.
In this context, you
Yes!
are quite all right.
At
As
the library.
you reach the library and find it to be nothing but rubble now, having
Nowhere to
been
hide.
destroyed over the course of the day.
Okay, that's less good. Okay. Is there anything that we can hide under in this vicinity?
Most of the surrounding block has been leveled and destroyed. You know that there is a what would we call it? Sort of a courthouse, I guess, to the north, 3 blocks. But you could spend some time here looking for a building that might take cover, approaching some of the doors around here that might or might not be locked. Maybe even trying to break into a building here, if you would like to do that.
Is the 3-block courthouse the nearest next door?
That's the next one. That's the next one that you had on your route.
Okay. Ikali, I think it might behoove us to investigate whether we can take shelter anywhere else in a very quiet and stealthy manner.
Okay. Well, let's do it. I will be extra quiet.
So will I.
All right. Roll me an investigation check, Beth.
As a 12 plus nothing.
You find a nearby apartment building, which is still mostly standing, even though the top of the building seems to have been torn off. And you try the door and discover that it has been broken, which means that you're able to push past it and get in. Roll me a d20, though, for the time that you spent doing this.
That's an 11.
With an 11, as you step into this building, and Ikali goes, "Good job, Helena." Your foot catches on something, and there is a squeak as you narrowly avoid stepping on the body of the halfling that was laid out in the lobby of this building. Except a moment later, the body coughs slightly, and this bloody, beaten halfling woman with matty brown hair looks up at you and goes, "Help me. Take me with you, please. Get me out of here."
Oh, wow. What happened? Are you okay?
Big
You're obviously
bird.
not okay.
Piece
Yeah.
of boulder hit me. I was able to crawl in here, but that was hours ago. It was still light out.
Okay. What's your name? I'm Helena Hailstorm.
Erla, pleasure.
Okay.
Help me, please. My legs, I had to really move on my own.
Let me have a look at your legs.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check.
I get a 7 minus 1 for a 6.
Yeah, they're banged up. That blood stuff that is on those legs, usually best on the inside of the legs. A lot of bad cuts, a lot of bad bruising. It's not as obvious as the break that Ikali had earlier, but like one leg is bent just enough in the right shape for you to think that it is probably broken too. And even to a layman, you can tell that her hip is turned further than it should. And there's probably some very bad fractures happening there.
Okay. Okay. I want to help you. I'm trying to figure out what to do for the best here, because currently it's relatively safe undercover and it's relatively dangerous out there. My friend is already injured and I'm carrying them. If I carry both of you, I honestly don't know how safe it's going to be for any of us. Because it's not that safe for just the two of us as it is.
Helena,
Yes.
you can take her and leave me here.
I'm not doing that. What is it with you?
Well, I have this thing where when innocent people are in bad positions, I prefer it if they don't die. Call it a quirk.
You're also an innocent person, hard as that may seem to believe.
Well, not that innocent. You should see the dream that I had last night. It was very erotic. See, not that innocent.
None of us are that innocent. None of us deserve to live more than others.
This being part of my point, you see, on why perhaps small broken halfling woman should go to safety. I, experienced dinosaur hunter and fierce warrior of the Teldorath, better opportunity of fending off attacks here. Please, you can't leave me here, I beg you.
I don't... Look. Look.
You know what?
I have no intention of leaving anyone to die, but I don't think you are necessarily going to die as things are. And I think if I carry you out of here, there is a very real possibility that we will both be killed. You need to understand that.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, that is a 15 plus 7.
Something settles in the small halfling woman as she looks in your eyes. And she goes, "You promise that you'll send help? That you'll find me again?"
Yeah, absolutely. I take out my map. This is where you are. Let's see what we can do for now to make you comfortable. See if I can do anything for that leg. See if there's any supplies that we can bring you. And see what the safest part of this building is. I'm guessing low to the ground.
Okay.
Is there any kind of basement here?
Yeah. All right. Roll me first a medicine check and then an investigation check.
Ikali, are you any good at medicine? Because you know I'm not.
Well, no.
Okay. Thank you for that. So I get a 5.
You were able to clean up some of her cuts and make some of the bruises better. Roll me an insight check.
That is a 5.
Yep. All right.
Oh dear. Okay.
You are able to move them into the basement of the building, which is fairly unperturbed by the goings-ons of the day.
Okay. And make them comfortable.
Yep.
See if we can bring some food and drink if there is any.
You find a small pantry in which there is a bit of bread, a bit of cheese, a bit of meat, some containers of water. You set up Urla to the best of your abilities.
Okay. Ola, we're going to come back. We are trying to defeat this appalling bird thing. But I think I need some more people.
Go. Kick its ass. And then
Okay.
come find me. Please.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay down here, I think. I think it's the best place to be.
Don't go outside. Urla looks at Ikali with the first flash of personality as she gives her this look that is like, oh, fucking really? I was just about to go outside.
Okay. Ikali, you ready?
Yes, I think we've wasted too much time here as it is.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Ikali, are you mad at me?
No, Helena, I'm not.
Okay.
I think you handled that well.
I don't know. I don't feel great about it. Anyway, let's get out of here.
It is, I believe I said 3 blocks to the courthouse.
That's what you said.
All right, roll me a stealth check to see how we're starting off.
Oh dear. That is a 4 plus 3.
Okay, so you're starting off with a 10.
Oh dear.
A d20 for the first block, please.
This is very bad. That's a 19.
Okie dokie. Roll me another d20, please.
That's a 13.
Okay. You are 1 block away from the courthouse when there is a blast of wind behind you that makes your hair fly forward. And from above, you hear this hellish screech as Ikali goes, Helena, run.
Yep, we're running. We're going to sprint as fast as we can.
Athletics check with disadvantage, please, as you are carrying a full-bodied woman.
With disadvantage. With disadvantage, I get a 14.
You're running, you round the corner, you see the courthouse, you hear the sound of something swooping down towards you. There is more wind around you. You are a few steps from the courthouse door. You are at the courthouse door. You push through it, actually breaking through the door. And a moment later, you hear the sound of breaking stone as a talon snatches into the ground behind you. With a hellish screech, the bird takes flight once again. But you've made it into the courthouse itself.
Okay, Ikali, and that was kind of my point to earlier, that it genuinely might not be the best decision to be out with us.
Yeah.
Point well taken. I find your
You
point
okay?
very compelling. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I'm sure that any second now the hummingbird in my chest will calm down.
How far are we now? Halfway yet?
Well, let's see. It was 2 blocks to get to the wine store, 5 to get to the map makers, 7 to the fisherman's store, 10 to the library, and now 13 to the courthouse. So you're basically halfway there.
Halfway there. Look at that. Look at that.
Let's take a quick break now that we've sort of
Okay.
reached this point of relative stability. I know that this first half ran quite long, but I was just like, I'm not finding a good natural breaking point here. So let's take a quick pause, and we'll be right back for more of this fun.
Awesome.